who voted for it voted for a bill that undermined the Fourth Amendment, the whole principles of individual freedom and liberty in this country. So it was very easy for me to oppose a bill that would just open up Pandora's box with search warrants and the whole ability to wiretap and listen to all our communications, whether they were on the internet, and check on websites, the whole works. It was very easy for me to vote against that bill.
And there are other actions taken by the administration, including military tribunals and Attorney General Ashcroft's announcement that he was going to wiretap attorney-client conversations. How do those make you react?
I guess there are two there. I don't like what he's doing, but the other part is how did we get to this point in our history where our administration, our presidents, and our attorney generals do this by fiat? Just come up and declare, well, there's going to be new military tribunals set up, or we're going to wiretap communications between the accused and their lawyers, and they didn't even confer with the Congress. So I would say that's very bad. Of course, there's the slippery slope there. They say, well, we're only going to do this with the terrorists. Well, how do we know who the terrorists are if they haven't had a trial? So the whole thing is just outlandish for a country that pretends to protect the rights of the accused, and we challenge other countries like Peru in recent years for setting up these type of tribunals. So I think that moving in this direction is a serious challenge to the whole principles of the 10 Amendments and the Constitution.
For all the FBI agents in the audience, a revolution can be anything, but I will tell you this, that a revolution, according to Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, Monroe, and all of the founding fathers, is my divine right. One of the most offensive statements I have heard since September the 11th was Pennsylvania Governor Tom Ridge, when he was sworn in. And he said, civil liberties are one of the most precious gifts that we give our citizens. I got news for you, Governor Ridge. These are inalienable rights. You don't give nothing to me, we give them to you. During the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln suspended the writ of habeas corpus, and it led to one of the most powerful and most important trials that ever reached the Supreme Court of the United States. The case was Ex parte Milligan. And this is what they had to say. They said, the Constitution of the United States is a law for rulers and people equally in war and in peace, and covers with the shield of its protection all classes of men at all times and under all circumstances. No doctrine involving more pernicious consequences was ever invented by the wit of man than that any of its provisions can be suspended during any of the great exigencies of government. That was when we had a Supreme Court. Now, I want you to bear in mind, you may think that the system of government is still mildly working here. That, well, we had a law and you know what, so Congress is working, but you know, Congress is totally subdued. They're rolled over, they're not fighting, so you think it's the court. But bear in mind that the current Supreme Court is the one that illegally gave George W. Bush the election victory. And when I say illegally, I mean it was a butchery in the major media, because the Florida law said the clear intent of the voter. And what happened was the Supreme Court stopped the counting when there were thousands of ballots left uncounted that would have shown the clear intent of the voter, and said, we're going to make a one-case exception here, and we're going to say that we stopped the count, and we're going to just recount the votes that we have and ignore the votes where we could still determine the clear intent of the voter. That was an illegal decision. So where do you go after that?